Costa Rica. This was my opening line. Every time I started a new school between kindergarten and 6th grade, which was actually 5 times, I would introduce myself this way. Hi, I'm Victoria. I was born in Costa Rica. And if you have ever been a new kid, if you moved around a lot as a kid, and I moved around Georgia and I moved around Alabama, my family lived a little bit in Florida, you know that it's important to have your in. It's important to have that thing that makes you unique so that when you meet new people, they remember you. They have a reason to want to know you. And there was something about me saying that I was from Costa Rica in Georgia and Alabama that I knew gave me some kind of exotic flavor and really caught the attention of the new people that I met. And it seemed like no matter how many times I said I was born in Costa Rica, and I told them about the exciting life of being a baby in Costa Rica, how I told them that my family had a Spanish nanny whose daughter's name was Marta, and that she was essentially my sister, and she was full-blooded Costa Rican. No matter how many times I told them the story of my mom trying to order a chicken at the market and the old lady's giving her a live hen, and how my mom had to mimic how to cut off her arms and her legs and her neck. No matter how many times I got them laughing about my mom trying to mime how to kill a chicken. And it's good when you're the new kid if you can get them laughing. No matter how many times I got them laughing, nothing ever compared to that look of awe and wonder I saw in their eyes when they imagined that I might be from some far away place. And it was all really good. It was a great introduction, and I made a lot of friends. But there was just one little problem, just like a little problem. And that was, it was a lie. I actually was not born in Costa Rica, but before you judge me, I was almost born in Costa Rica. Almost. See, my family moved there when I was 6 weeks old. And so the way I thought about it as a child was sort of like basically from there, right? I mean, is it really my fault that my mom didn't get there sooner? Because that's what you do, right? When you're 9 months pregnant, is you move across the world to give birth so that your daughter can have an international identity. These were details. They were very minor details. And so the Costa Rica story was something that I could use for my introductions. As you're listening to my story, you might be wondering, why? Was it really necessary, Victoria? Was it really necessary to introduce yourself with a lie? And I would say to you that that's a very good question. And if I were to answer that, if I were to tell you the whole story of why I introduced myself that way, I would begin to tell you my life story. And that would take a long time. In fact, much longer than a 5-minute video. But my problem in how to tell my life story in 5 minutes is not unlike the problem that college-bound students face when they have to write about their lives in 650 words. And one of the biggest challenges is you can't tell your whole life story, nor should you, right? Because it's probably not all of it that exciting. So you can't tell your whole life story, but you can tell one story. And the kind of story that you can tell is like mine. You can tell your own Costa Rica story, because my Costa Rica story is only a story that really I can tell. There's probably other people that have lied in order to make friends. There's probably other people who have lied about being from other countries. There's probably other people that have been new. But I was going around Georgia and Alabama in the 80s telling people I was from Costa Rica. So suddenly it becomes a story that is really unique to me. It also represents or symbolizes the kind of person I was as a child, which I hope that you'll come to see was more than just a little liar, but someone who was creative and really believed that the world's details were somewhat malleable. And the answer to why actually would get into more of my story, and in my college application essay, I would answer that. I would tell you more about that. But as I coach students on how to find a story that only they can tell, we get into the first lesson that I teach all of my students, and that is the importance of becoming the protagonist of your own life. Protagonist is the literary term for the main character, and the main character's job over the course of the story is to grow morally and psychologically. And so as students hunt for topics to write about in their college application essay, I bring them back to this belief that they are the main character of their own story. And not only is that a wonderful writing trick, it's an amazing life trick to remind 17 and 18-year-old students as they're getting ready to leave home that they are the main character of the story that they have been writing with their lives. And that's where profound, amazing, unique, and remarkable topics come from. And that's how students actually begin to stand out, is by being themselves, by being authentic, by being vulnerable. And these are terms that are tossed around a lot and sometimes even seem like a cliche in and of itself. Oh, you're going to be authentic. But when you tell a story, your own Costa Rica story, that only you can tell, you emerge off the page and you become someone that admissions can remember and maybe never forget.